Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular, mystery reading number 928. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, chances are that most of the people watching this video are not subscribed, so if you are a reoccurring viewer, you enjoy my work and would like to help support the growth of my channel, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that notification bell next to it if you feel called to. If you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome and thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. I feel like your throat chakra could be significant, or using your voice in some way could be important, and using your voice doesn't have to mean communicating with words. This could just be about self-expression in general. And maybe it's important for you to find a way to express yourself to help you heal or process something, or to just get something out, maybe. With interpreting the number 928, the number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. For me, this number is about finding purpose in loss and change. Finding purpose in unhealthy relationships or dynamics or situations. There could definitely be an opportunity here for you to learn something or to gain a deeper understanding, to become wiser or more aware through release and healing and acceptance. Your heart chakra could be significant too. Maybe there's something here about pouring your heart out to someone or in some form. Someone could really need to give themselves a way or an avenue to help them grieve something. It could be a change that you're going through in your reality that could be forcing you to transform internally. Like the situation or environment is meant to help mold you. The number 2 is about balance and decisions and priorities. It can also be about significant relationships or situations that you are connected to that may be imbalanced. Maybe there's too much giving, too much taking in a certain situation or dynamic. I think it's a little bit significant here for you to make sure that you're not giving too much or you're not taking too much. But it doesn't feel like super dramatic or anything. It doesn't feel like anyone here is being grossly taken advantage of. Maybe there's a misunderstanding here, or it feels innocent, I want to say. Number 2 can also be confirmation to let go of someone or something, to create balance, to restore it or create more of it, more balance. And the number 8 is about loss, which really makes me think about what I was feeling just a minute ago about grieving. This number is also about trusting that what is lost will be replaced. You should allow yourself to grieve and to process and to find closure, because this isn't the end. There is more. I want to say in life, to keep it general, there's always another person, there's always another job, there isn't only a downside to change. Whenever we lose something or someone, it makes room for someone or something else. Whether it's better, that's debatable. But you could be feeling called to make room, which would make sense to express yourself and to allow yourself to grieve. Be patient with yourself while trying to process some sort of loss or a really uncomfortable change that you are going through, and trust that there is meaning in it. There is purpose. And don't be impulsive when it comes to making decisions. Don't make decisions when you're feeling really emotional, whether it's anger or sadness. I feel like, making a decision is, it's movement. And right now it's just important for you to be still. Especially in your physical reality, because I feel like there's a lot of movement internally. A lot of thoughts, emotions, maybe cycling through some beliefs. Yeah, it feels like your focus really needs to be inward right now, so don't distract yourself with outward things. And speaking of distraction, sometimes that helps, sometimes it is useful to distract yourself, but it's also important to know when it's helpful and when it isn't. And in this case, I feel like it isn't helpful to distract yourself from the storm, I want to say, going on the inside. There's a part of you on the inside that I feel desperately wants to be heard, and that really aligns with needing to express yourself in some way. So it feels like it's important to focus inwardly so you can make yourself heard to yourself. Adding up these numbers, 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 8 is 19, 1 plus 9 is 10. There's 2 messages here. The number 10 is a reminder that your spirit guides are near, that spiritual support to help you keep your faith and your trust in yourself and in the universe is there. Your spirit guides want you to know that you don't have to go through this change or this loss alone. I mean, you're not, but you don't have to, maybe acknowledging their presence or their support. Maybe that could be helpful for you. The other message, number 10, 1 plus 0 is still 1, and the number 1 for me is about trusting yourself, which I think is interesting. How do you feel? I think it's important to ask yourself, how do you feel called to trust yourself right now? There's something that you already know, that you already think, feel, believe, that you can trust. And I'm going to keep it vague because it can really be anything. Because it's almost like trusting yourself. It's almost like an unexpected message given the context. But if you know what I'm talking about, only take it if it resonates. If you don't worry about it. Because it could just be meant for someone else. But I am going to start wrapping up this reading by drawing out a few cards from the Magical Dogs Tarot to see what else wants to come through for you and how it relates to number 928. Feels like your spirit guides really want you to trust yourself. I have the Page of Wands in reverse. This makes a lot of sense. This makes me think that you are experiencing a lot of frustration emotionally. Things feel a little bit wild. And so maybe it's kind of hard to understand where you should direct the frustration, the sadness, the heavy feelings. I have the 3 of Cups in reverse as well. This card is about solitude, I feel. Spending more time with yourself. And I have, Temperance in reverse. I want to start with talking about the numbers on these cards. The Three of Cups has number 3, and that number is about communication, self-expression. That's just seeing that number is confirmation of what I've already talked about with you expressing yourself. The number can also be about healing and growing. I think that this is an opportunity for you to heal, to help you grow, to help you be more aware, to learn something. On the Temperance card, there is the number 14, I believe. 1 plus 4 is 5. There is a change here that's happening that I feel is forcing you to change on the inside, to process something, to grieve something, like I've been talking about. 2 big confirmations is expressing yourself and change, which it's very clear to me that some sort of change you're going through. Keeping it bottled up is not going to help. Suppressing it, ignoring it, it's going to make you feel worse. And if you ignore it long enough, it will have a negative impact on your life. You deserve to be heard and to protect your future. The Temperance card is a major arcana card. So it's more powerful than these two here, the Page and the Three of Cups. The overall theme feels to be about balance, restoring balance or creating more balance than has ever existed before on the inside. This Temperance card in reverse is telling me that there is an extreme, and I feel like it has to do, internally, extremely negative thoughts or feelings or beliefs that need to be addressed and transformed into, I feel there's darkness here that needs to be transformed into light. Maybe transmutation could be significant for you, if that's the right word. I see someone here who is struggling emotionally, isolated, either isolated in an unhealthy way or spending time with yourself is exactly what you need. It's just very, very clear here that whoever is watching this, give yourself some space and some time to process how you feel. And I feel like it's really, really important to find a way to express yourself while you are trying to process this in a healthy way, hopefully.